Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of From the Heart. I'm your host, Chloe Trca, and this is a podcast where we talk all things health, wellness, business, lifestyle, mindset, anything I'm walking through. I like to turn around and give you guys advice, share my experiences, and just help you guys walk through life yourself, because these early 20s, baby, they're not easy. They're not for the, well, they're for everyone. We're all walking through it. So I'm excited to get into this episode because I am passionate about this topic. This episode was inspired by a quote that I saw. I made a post about it on Instagram today, and I don't know, you guys, it just aligned with like everything I'm going through. And I feel like a lot of you women and men, anyone, literally anyone at any age probably experiences this. But the analogy is the hammer and the stone and the power of continuous effort. And it was crazy because I kind of had a moment today as well on the treadmill where I was reminded of this. And I was like, you know what, this is going to make a perfect episode. This is a sign to talk about this today. So if you've ever felt like you're chipping away at something, you've been working so hard towards something, maybe it's a dream, it's a goal, maybe it's breaking a habit or starting a new habit, but nothing seems to be actually changing. We talk about change on here. Last week was all about change. But if you're experiencing that where it's like, I'm putting in so much effort, but I'm not seeing any change, and you're at that point where you're starting to wonder, like, is it even worth it? Today, I'm going to share with you guys a fresh perspective that has honestly helped change me, and how I see my effort. And this quote, you guys, it's so good. We're going to get into it. But the last stroke of the hammer, you guys, broke the stone. This is the quote, okay? The last stroke of the hammer broke the stone, but that doesn't mean the first stroke was useless. So essentially it's saying like success isn't about one big moment. It's the quiet, persistent effort that nobody sees. Think about it. Like when you literally have a rock and you're just like chipping away at it, chipping away at it, chipping away at it. Yeah. One smackdown on it is ultimately what's going to like break it apart and provide that breakthrough you're looking for. But without the 900 or 99 or 9 attempts before chiseling away at it, you would never get the breakthrough. So all of them are equally as important. You just only see the result and you only see the breakthrough. You only like achieve the goal or the dream on that last attempt. Okay. My pastor always says, he's like, often when you're the closest to your breaking point, you're actually the closest to your breakthrough. So when we're the closest to wanting to give up, it's because we're on the cusp. We're on the, like, just the fine line between like where we're at and where we're wanting to go. It's usually right before that last stroke of the hammer that actually gives you the breakthrough that you're looking for, but you're going to feel discouraged. You're going to feel defeated. You're going to feel exhausted. You're going to be contemplating like, is this worth it? Is it not? Like, you guys, this season that I'm talking about, these like over continuous strokes, this could be 3 days, 3 hours, 3 months, 3 years. Like, it doesn't mean like there's no timeline to it. Okay. A lot of our dreams and a lot of our goals take so much time. Like I always say for social media, like I started posting in like 2017 and I didn't see breakthrough and like any monetary gain or any following gain of a substantial amount for 3 years. I've been in social media for 5 years and I'm kind of sitting here like, Lord, like when's my next breakthrough? Like I've kind of been plateaued for a while and like it's so easy to knock it. I'm being vulnerable and real with you guys. Like it's so hard for me to not get discouraged at times when I see other people like popping off and blowing up and doing all these things. But I've really understood and found peace in like God's timing, because his timing is perfect. And I'm clearly like not ready to steward whatever he has until he gives it to me. Then I know I'm ready. But it's like he's chiseling away at me. He's working at me. Like I've seen how much I have changed in the last 2 years. So like from probably 2020 to like 2022, that was my huge growth. But like that person who I was back then is not the Chloe that shows up on social media and online anymore. And like I really don't even resonate with half the stuff that I used to post. Some of it I still do, like the recipes and all those things and the motivation, but like the amount of growth and transformation I've experienced, it's like it makes sense maybe why God kind of like pulled back the reins. Like he's put me in a position where like I still have influence and I still am so passionate and I can still share all of these like changes and all these adaptations that I've been making, and I'm still able to like impact and help women and have fun with it. And it's been able to like provide, like I'm secure, and it's such a beautiful blessing that I'm like sitting in. And I never want to look beyond that and not realize like the blessing that I'm living in. It's like I live in my dream city. I'm living in a beautiful, nice apartment that I like can afford, and I have all these new things. And it's not even about the things, but it's like, what is it about that? Like it really makes you stop and think. I'm like literally just talking to myself right now, but you guys are getting this like, oh, like mind dump. But it's like, if I want all these things, what's it for? And it's funny because it's like, I can tell you like my last apartment was in the bougie part of Scottsdale. Like it was all these nice things. I'm happier here. And I'm like, in a different area, but I'm by community and I'm surrounded by people that I love. And I actually genuinely prefer this apartment complex and like this unit, and it's beautiful. And it's just so funny because often we think like a step backwards or like a moment of plateau or something like that is like a bad thing, but it's actually God just like placing us in the right position for that season of life. And so all that to say, it's like on social media, it's like I have peace with like where I'm at and my growth on it. And like there's days I'm sure that like, yeah, it gets to me and it can be discouraging, it can be defeating, but also too, it's like I wake up every single day and I'm inspired, I'm excited, and I'm ready. It's like what I was talking about last week. On like, you're in the right, like you're in your calling when you're excited about it and you're motivated and you're ready and you're not experiencing like burnout. Like I don't experience burnout because I love what I do. Every single day is so fun. Is there highs and lows? Yes. But there isn't everything. It's life. We're human beings. We live here on earth. Like it's not perfect, but it's like I'm so sure of like where I'm at and I'm just trusting God with it. And it's a beautiful thing. But for you guys, not making this all about me, but to help you guys like wherever you're at, whether it's in your career or you're working towards a goal with running or you're picking up a new hobby and it's like, I've been practicing this, but like I'm not getting any better. It's like God's teaching you lessons throughout that journey. And so like keep being a student of that season until God has taught you everything that you need to know. And then he'll like advance you to the next level. But the thing is like, once you get that blessing, it's coming with so many more challenges and so many more lessons. And it's like constantly leveling up, but like the levels just get more difficult. Maybe not difficult, but like, I don't know. It just like life never gets like easier once you like hit your goal. It like just brings on new challenges. But I think it's once you're ready for them and like once God knows that you're prepared and you're ready to take on that next season and that next chapter and that next level of life. But it's so easy to like not enjoy where you're at now and like dismiss all the blessings that you're living in, all the answered prayers that you're living in, and look past that because you're just unsatisfied and you want more. And it's like, why are we not grateful for where we are? You know? And even the being on the journey and being on the process, like that's a blessing. That's a beautiful thing. Like even the ability to get to where we want to go, like the fact that we are able to do that, able-bodied, financially able. There's so many different ways, but like even if you're, example, say you're like training for an Ironman and you're like at week 3 or 4 and you're like getting tired and this is a lot. Like I couldn't even imagine doing that, but it's like they're able-bodied. They're physically able to do that, financially able to do that. They have the time to do that. Like those are blessings to see and understand while you're in the grit, because I think that's what makes it more endurable, if that makes sense. So whatever season you're walking through, whatever that is, like see it all as a blessing, count it all joy. Okay. Like I said before, back to the whole quote, it's like, it wasn't just the last strike that broke it. It was the 99 before, helping it, building invisible progress. Okay. It was weakening the stone bit by bit, but you don't necessarily see that. Okay. So you're not seeing all this like progress you're actually making, but it's happening. Okay. And that's what persistence looks like. And the results might not be visible yet, but the effort is never going to go to waste. And I think that holds true to like so many things. And one thing I don't want to say pride myself because it's like not good to be prideful, but one thing about me is like I am consistent, and I feel like that's what everyone, it's funny because I didn't notice that, but that's what people would tell me. They're like, Chloe, you are so consistent. And like I used to be even more consistent in things like uploading twice a week to YouTube. I just took my first break on a podcast in like years ever. But like I go to the gym consistently, like I wake up consistently, like I do things consistently, and that compounds and that gives you results. That's a hill I'll die on, is consistency. And even for running, like this is like the aha moment I had today. I was on the treadmill and I haven't run a half marathon in a year. Last September was my last half marathon that I've trained for. Since then, I've run regularly, like a couple times a week, go through different training blocks on a run, just like the Get Fit plan or like to just maintain my endurance. But like, I don't know if I could go rip a 13 miler right now, probably. But like, I wouldn't necessarily want to. I'm not training for that. I was running today and I was just thinking about it because I pushed myself. I ran a 5K at like an 8-minute pace, and that's faster. Like, keep in mind, I ran a half marathon at like an 8:45. So it's like 45 seconds faster than I'm like top speed, comfortable running like a long distance at. Anyway, I was like, wow. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm so much more capable than I think and that I give myself credit for. And I was like, it reminded me of a lot of the conversations I've had with people when they're talking about like, we'll be talking about running, or they'll say something to me about running and they're like, oh, I wish I could do that. Cause I'd be like, Chloe ran like before church this morning. I was like, yeah. I ran a 5K. They're like, oh, I wish I could do that. I'm like, you literally can. Like anyone can do that. You just have to be committed and you have to be consistent with it. But like I couldn't run a 5K when I first started running. No way. Like I could barely run a mile and a half, let alone 3, let alone now 13. Like I always consider myself not a distance runner. I was like, God made me a sprinter. Like I'm a sprinter. I can't run distance. But that was just an excuse because I didn't want to take a chance and like train and do something uncomfortable and do something hard and challenge myself and just start. Like running is such a great example. Consistency compounds. The more you run, that's the best way to stay in shape, is to continue to run. But the more you run, the easier it gets, unless you start going faster. But if you stay at the same pace, like it gets easier, you can go further. And I'm seeing that right now. Like I've been consistently running 5 miles, 1 to 2 times a week. And today I ran like 5 miles, my fastest 5 miles. And I was like, that literally felt like easy. Like that felt easy. And that is something that would not have felt easy months ago. And I was like, that's so cool to like experience that progress. But it just made me think like, I would have never thought like, oh, I wish I could do that. Like those are words that I would say about myself now a few months ago to see where I'm at. So it's like for you guys, whatever it is that you're like, oh, I wish I could do that. Maybe it's be social media. Maybe it's be have your own podcast one day. Maybe it's to lead worship at your church. Maybe it's to be a personal trainer. Maybe it's to be a mother. It's like, oh, I wish I could do that. It's like, you literally can. You just have to do the things to make it happen. You have to stay consistent. It's all about consistency. It really is. And so like, again, it's not going to be the first run you take that's going to make you like feel like you're a runner. It's going to be consistently showing up week after week and following the plan and sticking to it. And you're going to be running a 5K or a half marathon or a marathon. Nobody's business. Okay. I promise. This goes for like a new skill. This could be like playing the piano or trying to learn to code on a computer or running or social media, podcasting, and anything new is scary. It's all going to seem hard. It's all going to seem like something you can't do. It's going to feel impossible until you start to do it. And yeah, you're going to have to fumble through it at the beginning. It's going to be a little messy. It's going to be a little ugly. Okay. But it just takes time and consistency to build the muscle memory. That's all it is. It's like your body just has to adjust and get used to it. And then our bodies adapt so quick. And then it's just like, it goes into like autopilot and you just start doing it. Like when you go out and run, you'll just start running the same pace because your body's like on autopilot. And it's like, that's crazy, but like, it's a real thing. And again, it could be like in your fitness and your health journey. Maybe you're not seeing changes, but you're going to the gym and it's like, Chloe, like I've been doing this for 2 months. Like, why do I feel and look the same? But it's like, it's not just going to be one workout and it's not just going to be one healthy meal. Like it's over the compound, over the weeks. Like typically 2 to 3 months is like when you start to see significant change in your health and in your fitness and stuff. Like it takes commitment, and that's why it's so hard, because people don't have the patience for it. And that patience is a virtue. Okay. It's something we're learning and working on every single day, especially me. But I think fitness has taught me a lot about patience, because like it is worth it and good things take time. Because if it was easy, everyone would have it. Everyone would be ripped, have a 6-pack and be able to run a marathon in like sub 3 hours if it was easy. But it's not. It takes a lot of hard work and takes a lot of consistency, but it's not impossible. Anyone can make it happen. It's just, you got to stick to it and stay disciplined. And a lot of it, like I said earlier, it's like, it's in the invisible work. It's in the moments where like you're not seeing the difference. Like those little 5-mile runs that I was trying to force myself to do a few weeks ago, because I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold myself to running at least one 5-mile run every single week. And I've done that for like, now it's been like 3 or 4, no, probably like 2 or 3 months. And now I'm just experiencing the benefit of like, this is a breeze. Like these 5 miles isn't daunting. It's not scary. Like I just hop on a treadmill and run 5 miles now. And like, that's normal, but it took time. And then it was like the invisible days, because I had some really ugly runs, ugly, hard, rough runs to get here. And like, it felt like I was getting worse at running because it was hard, but like, no, I was not. Okay. It really was like growing me and developing my endurance. But even sometimes I think we'll pray and we'll talk to God and we'll practice patience and we'll feel nothing shifting. It's like, God, I've been asking you for this for so long. Like, where is the blessing? Like, why is it not coming yet? Like, what's going on? But growth is happening under the surface. Okay. So like, we're being prepared, and he's preparing us for the breakthrough. Like we're always being chiseled. We're always being prepared. If you're not seeing the blessing yet, like you're in the preparation season. Like God isn't like a still God. Like he's like moving and he's like working in our lives at all times. But that's why it's so important. Like it's going to speed up if we're obedient and we're planted and we're like pursuing our call. Okay. Like we're walking through the doors God's opening. We're saying yes to things God is offering us. Then we're going to get there faster. But like you have to be like positioned right for that, if you want it to happen quicker, that's like the only hack to like getting your prayers answered faster is like being obedient, but like it's not necessarily a hack. It's just doing what you're supposed to do. Because then God can like God can work. Okay. Keep praying, keep like being in your word, keep being a disciple, keep being obedient, like keep at it, like continue to pray every single day until like you experience that breakthrough, you experience that answered prayer. I'm just going to remind you, because we talk about this on here a lot. The culture we live in makes this super hard. It does. Because we live in a culture of instant results. We want things right away. I mean, everything is like accessible at the tip of our fingers. DoorDash, Uber Eats, ChatGPT, Instagram, instant gratification, like some naughty websites. Like you can get anything and everything like within seconds. Like we have nothing we have to wait for and work for and have patience for. Like it all happens so quick. We have to remember, like if the rock doesn't break in the first few hits, like we can't assume that it's never going to break and we're never going to experience breakthrough. Because the truth is, most people quit right before the breakthrough. Right before, because that's when it gets really hard. The enemy gets in your head. The enemy starts working against you, making you doubt, making you fear, making you worry, making you think you're crazy for thinking it could even happen. And it's like, that's his final attempt, his final punch, his final strike at like keeping you from God's calling and the blessing that's about to bless you. So you have to keep going, okay? Because the stone is already weakening, okay? But they put the hammer down too soon when they give up, okay? It's like the stone is breaking down with every swing, but they just got in their head and they stopped. It's like, there's a lot of images of these like examples online, but it's like, you're so close, like one more whack could have done it. And so like, I keep that in mind every single day when I wake up. It's like, maybe this post will, actually click with somebody. Maybe this episode will really like shift something in somebody's mind and somebody's spirit and someone's heart. Like maybe this post would be it. And like I keep that in mind because my God's a miracle working God. Like he puts the right people in the right eyes in front of your videos. And I trust in that and I have faith in that for my career. But like for your career, or maybe it's like a fitness goal, like I said, or anything, it's like you just never know how close you are. And often when you're about to give up, like that's when you really got to like dive all in and try even harder because you're that much closer. A few takeaways for this, okay, to take away and to think about and consider is to track your effort, not just results. So track the amount of swings that you take, the amount of runs that you go on, the amount of weeks you're consistent, the amount of days you show up for yourself and do what you say you're going to do. Don't just celebrate like when you experience the goal. Like every day is a win if you're consistent. Like I said, celebrate the swing of the hammer, not just the crack of the stone. Big, big, big takeaway. The next one is, like I said, stay consistent. The small daily actions, like I say, consistency compounds, and that's what actually moves the needle. Whether it's like a little tiny habit every single day or it's like a big one, but like be intentional with those small actions because they will compound and they will make a huge, huge difference. But the thing is, the same is true for the opposite of like, well, not the opposite, but any bad habit you have that you're doing continuously every single day, it's compounding. So it's becoming a worse habit. And it's affecting you probably bigger and bigger and bigger. So like for me, example, a habit I used to have back like high school, college is like every time I come home from like being out and about or whatever, I would always like get a snack out of the pantry and I would stand on the counter and I would just like eat out of the bag. Like, I was a huge snacker. Not that having a snack's a bad thing, but for me it was because I would snack and I wouldn't eat real meals and I would overeat, undereat. Like it just was never good. I wasn't getting the right amounts of like macronutrients. It compounded so bad. It became like, it was like so hard to break because it was so compounded into me because I did it for so many years over and over and over and over and over. I was eating when I wasn't hungry or I would be like, it was bad. It was not healthy. But I had to break that habit. But I'm saying like, because I did that so much, like one small little thing of just like grabbing a snack out of the pantry every single time I came home, like led to issues with me and my relationship with food and my body and just like my overall like diet in general, and so it's like, be aware of like those little small things that you think aren't bad. Maybe you're swiping on a website you shouldn't be and you just do it once a week, but it's like that compounds and that affects your mental like capacity for things and your perspective on things. Or you gossip just with one girlfriend, it's like, okay, but you probably see her often, so you're gossiping a lot. Or you only swear like in certain situations, but like if you're in those situations a lot, you're still swearing a lot. So just be aware of that. And then the next thing is to learn to reframe your setbacks. Because often if we're not seeing results, it doesn't mean we're failing. We just haven't seen like the result yet, but we're like just still on the way. We're still striking. We're still swinging. Like we're still making progress. We just haven't necessarily like achieved the goal yet. So like setbacks are just part of the journey. Sometimes setbacks are really good because they're protection. Sometimes God has to delay us to protect us. And we don't understand that. And often it feels like a failure or it feels like a negative thing, but I view everything as like it all is a blessing. God's purposeful and everything. So even the things that don't make sense, like are intentional and should be happening. And in these moments, you guys visualize the stone. Whenever you feel discouraged, picture a stone cutter. Think about this episode. And just remind yourself each strike matters. Every day, getting up at the time you say you're going to wake up at. Every day you walk into the gym. Every day that you drink your water. Every day that you text or call somebody that you love. Every day you open your Bible. Every day, like it compounds, okay? I promise you will see results eventually. It's just a matter of time. So this is my little encouragement to you guys to just never underestimate the power of consistent effort. That's the reason I've gotten anywhere in my life is because I'm so consistent and I say I'm going to do something. I'll continue to do it until I see results. I really will. Like for example, y'all, Emily Mariko, she blew the heck up on social media, back in like 2021. But like, I don't know if y'all knew, she was like a YouTuber for years before. Like no one knew her name, but she stayed so consistent. One more strike, boom, mega bajillion followers, blew up. So okay, don't be discouraged because the breakthrough will come. And when it does, you'll realize that every single strike mattered. I thought about that when I first grew on social media. I'm like, dang, all those years I stayed consistent, built up to this. Like it didn't just happen overnight for me. Like it was years of consistency. So this week, pick one area of your life and commit to showing up consistently. Swing the hammer. Even if it doesn't crack yet, even if you ain't seen any results, continue it, okay? Because success isn't about just like one lucky strike. It's the result of continuous effort. And so you just got to keep striking and the stone will break. It will break, okay? You just got to keep trying. The only reason it's not going to break is if you stop swinging. That's the only guarantee that it will never break through. So I have a feeling y'all are listening to this for a reason and it means you're on the brink of something big. And I'm so excited for you. And I hope this brought you guys some encouragement and a new perspective, a fresh perspective, because it can happen for you. It's going to happen for you. It's going to happen for all of us. It just takes a little consistency, okay, and effort. But thank you guys so much for listening. I love you so much. And we will chat next week.